I thought it was a good win for us. I thought in the second half we did some really good things. We challenged Malik Edmead this past week that, he's got to give us a little bit better of a leadership opportunity on the floor in terms of just running our offense, making the right play. Again, he's got elite level foot speed and he can do a lot with it. Now he's got to do the right things with it. And I thought he responded really well. The second guy we challenged was Malik Edmead. Huss, he can do a lot of things, and the energy he gives us when he makes the plays, everybody's rooting for him. I think everybody in the crowd, wants to see him get up there and make plays. He's a big teddy bear out there, and he dunks the ball, and everybody goes crazy, which is awesome. Proud of him, because he's had a rough stretch after being, sick and all those things. So I thought our bench gave us really good minutes. I thought Jonathan was terrific. Aaron gave us solid minutes, and Gerald. And now the question is, can we get it consistently? I think we found it in times, but we're not connecting all the dots when we always need them. But the plan is just to keep growing, and we got a great chance to carry this over when we go to Illinois, playing against two really good programs, starting with Chicago.
How do you want to start?
Yeah, I saw Aaron hugging us as they were coming off the floor. What does a win after kind of a rough stretch do for the locker room?
Yeah, I think it does a lot. We intentionally scheduled really, really hard. We thought we had a chance to really come out the gates really aggressively. I think injuries kind of derailed that, but the schedule's the schedule. And, our kids are working. They haven't quit. They're just trying to learn how to win and have a good time. And I thought in the first half, we had a chance to open the game up. We just don't know really how to do it. We're up 5 and we miss a rebound. We up 4 and we don't want to play the right way. But we really focused on execution. And I think at the end of it, the guys were hugging because they take a deep breath, like, okay, we got this. We've learned. Now we apply those lessons to the next opportunity.
You had 17 assists tonight, 26 field goals. That's got to feel good. And especially Jonathan with some nice passes. How important is that to have a big guy who can see well, too?
Yeah, I think he's got a really special feel for the game. I think over the course of his career, I think when you see his size, you assume he's going to make jump hooks, and he's only at the beginning of his ability to stretch the floor. He makes a 3 today. He'll continue to do that. But I think his ability to see the game and see opportunities, I think he's got an elite level ability to do it. He's just learning how to feel comfortable with it. You go back to a few of the games, he gets a defensive rebound, pushes down the floor, and catches guys going back door. He's got a special ability out there on the floor to be a playmaker at that position, which makes your teams really good if you got perimeter guys that can do it and front court players. And obviously, I think as we continue our recruiting, Cornelius Robinson, Justin Neely, as he gets healthy, their ability is to make plays. We want to be really versatile out there on the floor. We're just going to keep building our group like that. But Jonathan, he's a special talent. And to come into a college basketball game, get 17 and 6, it's hard to do. I don't care where you're at. And I'm really proud of him. I'm glad he's with us.
Coach, seemed like a different team in that second half. What was maybe the message to them in the locker room, and what did you see technically out of the group that allowed you guys to pull away so emphatically?
Yeah, just like execution, rebounding, and just doing our defensive assignments. It's pretty much that simple. And then, we needed a couple guys to step up. It's been a little frustrating that I think guys haven't been able to play to their ability. And now, the next step for us as a program, okay, now we got to cut the lineups. It's just going to be about the guys that produce, the guys that do the things that we want them to do. Unfortunately, I take somebody out of the lineup today because they were late to the shoot around. That doesn't work. It's about our culture. It's about the habits that we're trying to build. And, I think guys are really bought into it, and guys are responding. And obviously, to get Aaron to play to the level he's capable of is a huge X factor to our team, because we're still trying to fill some holes. We trying to get a little bit more out of Trey, but I'll take the 8 rebounds today. I'll take that as step 1.
Sorry. Hey, Coach, Malik Edmead, just speak about his play today, because his play to me out of everybody kind of stood out. The way he was penetrating in the paint, playing defense all over the floor. If you could just speak about his play tonight, please.
Yeah, I thought he was great. He got you out of your seat one time. I saw that. He's an electric guy. He's a little dude with a lot of speed, and he's able to get in the paint. And sometimes you got to kind of let him just go, because he's not reckless, but he can force the action so much. And I think, you know, the thing we try to tell them is, okay, play under control, play smart, read the game, take what the defense gives you. I thought he did a good job of it today. Find Sergeant Patel for a couple passes that were, I thought, pretty special. I think that was one of the ones you were going to put on Instagram tonight, which, I mean, we'll take. I mean, if we can get that kind of effort from him, you know, again, it makes us a better team. And I think what the part that's been, you know, kind of slowing our growth is we get Gerald, we get Jonathan, we get one other guy. We think we got him every night, and then the next night it gets challenging, and it's about the consistency piece. But he's got talent. He's got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
Coach, talking to other coaches in American East, one thing they talked about is the level of focus that their student athletes have to have during this time because it's finals. Can you talk about how locked in your student athletes were during this time period?
Yeah, I think that this week has been exhausting for our kids, to be honest. You know, just finishing assignments, papers, tests. You know, Sergeant Patel had a big final. I thought that was kind of part of just his lack of focus, but his mind is focused on what's most important, is their academics. There's a lot. I mean, student athletes, it's a lot of pressure on them. You know, it's not just showing up for games. It's study hall. It's this, and it takes away from the basketball on a week like this. But that's what's most important. You know, we're trying to find a way to help these kids do the best they can do in the classroom, and it's a lot of work. And I think people just see the game day. It takes a lot to get the game day. Whether it's the preparation, it's the academics. There's an emotional side of it. You know, we got kids. I think I mentioned it before. Not only are they, you know, stressed out about a test. Some of these kids have lost a parent. They're dealing with really serious things. Amir Little's about to go into surgery, and it's a lot. And then, you know, the game is the reward. But I think that, you know, tomorrow they're going to have a much-needed day off, a chance to sleep in, get some rest, disconnect. And for a majority of our guys, you know, they don't have winter classes, so they get a chance just to kind of be a normal student with a winter break. Only thing is they got a job to do on game day. So.
Yeah. Let me ask you, defense-wise, it seemed like with Marco Malatek, I don't know if I'm saying his name correct.
Yep.
He had 12 points in the first half, and then in the second half, you guys locked him down to 8 points because it looked like he was going to go into the second half, and then you guys really locked down on defense. Like not only just stopping him, but all over across the board with rebounds, turnovers. Just if you could speak about what you were doing necessarily to decrease the lead and pull away.
Yeah, Malik Edmead guarded him, which is one of the changes. I thought we had the wrong matchup in the first half. And then I thought just the urgency and awareness. He's coming off wide screens, and we're just like a step late, a step slow. And, you know, the interesting thing, I think, coaching in this league and at this level, it's a little different because, you know, you coach in the Big East, the games are on TV. You see them all the time. The guys are familiar. You're watching, you know, clips in preparation, but you're not as familiar with guys. They size them up. I think sometimes they're like, I don't know. And then boom, kid makes 2 or 3 threes, his confidence gets going. And honestly, I thought in the first half, one of the things was the technical. I thought that really hurt us. I thought we were about to make some separation. We get that, they get 2 free throws, he makes 2 of them. I thought that gave us some confidence and some flow in the first half. But we just talked about that at halftime, that we needed to take them out, make it harder for them to get shots. And I thought the guys did a pretty good job.
What was that technical for? Did you find out? Because it wasn't clear from where we were sitting what it was.
Yeah, too much conversation on the plane. Yeah, we get excited sometimes, which is part of the game, but one of the big main points of emphasis here in college basketball is eliminating trash talking and that kind of communication, and we're at the wrong end of it.
And how do you build on this win going forward?
I think look at the film and see, okay, what did we do well, but let's connect that to practice. I think our preparation was a lot better this week for practice. We played a lot more. We were more competitive. Okay, so cool, let's look at those 2 things and then how we build on it so we can get more consistency. And then in all honesty, you know, my question to Malik Edmead and Huss Kettner would be, today was great, why? And then how do we do it again? And then, you know, hopefully Jonathan and Gerald show up. Hopefully this is who Aaron is moving forward. We can get a little bit more for Trey. Then we're going to keep getting better and we can do some really good things.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.